All right, let's jump right into this explainer and look at exactly why digital planners are absolutely blowing up right now, especially for students with ADHD. If you're trying to optimize how your brain organizes information, you're going to want to stick around for the research we're unpacking today. So be honest with yourself for a second. How many paper planners have you completely abandoned after, what, maybe a week? If you've got a graveyard of half-used planners sitting on your desk by February, look, it is really not your fault. The tool just wasn't built for how your brain works. We're going to break down exactly why this new wave of digital planners is totally changing the game. To keep things super clear, here is our roadmap for today. First, the paper planner problem. Second, what actually makes a tool ADHD-friendly. Third, the best tools out there right now. Fourth, building your focus toolkit. And finally, how to choose one without getting completely overwhelmed. Okay, part 1, the paper planner problem and why traditional tools just fail ADHD brains. It really all comes down to what's called an executive function mismatch. Basically, paper planners demand the exact working memory skills that ADHD brains naturally struggle with the most. They expect you to be insanely consistent, like remembering to carry the thing around everywhere, actually opening it every single day, and manually rewriting your tasks when life inevitably gets in the way. For an ADHD brain, that isn't just a minor annoyance, it's a massive barrier. The contrast here is just night and day. Paper planners are incredibly high friction. They literally punish you for disruption. You miss a day, and suddenly you're staring at messy, crossed-out pages that just make you feel like you failed. But digital tools, they are wonderfully low friction. They do the heavy lifting by handling the reminders automatically, and they let you just drag and drop to reschedule when your plans change. Because let's be real, they always change. Moving right along to part 2, what actually makes a planner ADHD-friendly? What are the magic features that work? Well, before we get into the specific features, we have to talk about time blindness. This is a super common and really disruptive ADHD trait where the actual passage of time feels completely abstract. And this is exactly why spatial, color-coded visual timelines are absolute game changers. They take time, which normally feels invisible, and turn it into a physical, visible map you can actually see. Then there's task paralysis, right? To fight this, a lot of these newer tools are using AI to break tasks down for you. Think about it. You type in something huge and vague like write essay, and your brain just shuts down. But the AI instantly splits it into concrete little subtasks like outline and draft intro. Suddenly, you can just tackle that very first, totally manageable step without freezing up. So, a genuinely ADHD-friendly planner is way more than just a digital notebook. It needs to combine a few essential things. Visual timelines and color blocking to fight that timeliness. External reminders and home screen widgets. These are huge because they offload your working memory and bring the plan directly to you. Low-friction drag-and-drop rescheduling. Built-in focus tools like Pomodoro timers so you actually execute the tasks. And, of course, cross-platform sync so it's literally always in your pocket. All right, part 3. Let's map out the current landscape of the best tools available for 2025 and 2026. You've really got 2 main paths to choose from here. On one hand, you have app-based planners. These are dynamic, tech-forward, and actively manage your schedule with automated syncing. On the other hand, you have template-based planners. These are meant for apps like GoodNotes or Notability. They're perfect if you still crave that physical, tactile feeling of actually handwriting on a tablet, but they come with really clean, minimalist designs and dopamine-friendly habit trackers. Now, if you're leaning toward the app route, here is a super quick cheat sheet of the heavy hitters. Tiimo is absolutely fantastic. It was built with neurodivergent input and gives you a really visual daily structure. Structured is awesome for keeping things low maintenance. If you need that AI subtask generation we talked about, Neuralist is the way to go. LifeStack is super unique because it uses energy-aware scheduling to match your fluctuating focus levels. Motion is a total beast for auto-prioritizing deadlines, which is perfect for exam season. And TickTick is just a really solid, budget-friendly all-in-one option. Let's jump to part 4, building your focus toolkit, because you need complementary tools to actually get the work done. Right, a planner rarely works all by itself. Students are building out these really robust ecosystems. You've got Goblin Tools, an amazing free AI built by an ADHD creator that is just phenomenal for breaking down tasks. You can add focus apps like Forest for a little gamification, or Brain FM for neuroscience-backed focus music. Apps like Otter.ai are lifesavers because they instantly transcribe your lectures, which totally removes the stress of real-time note-taking. And for long-term retention, spaced repetition apps like Anki or Quizlet take a lot of the pressure off last-minute cramming. And what's really cool is that this whole space isn't just some passing fad. The market is maturing so fast. We're seeing dedicated storefronts, expert roundups, and creators making incredibly high-demand digital templates specifically for neurodivergent productivity. The infrastructure is finally catching up, meaning these tools are only going to get better. Finally, part 5. How to actually choose one. Let's keep this completely anti-overwhelm. To avoid burning out on day one, just follow these 3 steps. First, resist the urge to build some massive, complicated system. Start simple. Test just one tool exactly as it was designed for about 2 to 3 weeks. Second, match the tool to the devices and workflows you're already using. Like, if your whole life is in Google Calendar, make sure it syncs with that. Third, always prioritize ease of use over having a million fancy features. More features usually just mean more friction. I really want to highlight this quote because it is quite literally the golden rule of ADHD planning. A stripped-down tool that gets opened every day beats a feature-rich one that gets ignored after a week. I mean, friction is the enemy of consistency. The absolute best planner in the world is simply the one you actually open. Technology is finally catching up to neurodiversity. We're officially moving away from forcing students to adapt to rigid, one-size-fits-all systems that just don't work. So I want to leave you with this to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. Are you ready to stop adapting to rigid systems and finally find a digital planner that actually adapts to how your brain works? Take the insights we talked about today, start building that personalized focus toolkit, and keep learning.